Welcome to Reflections with Amanda DeRocher, a New View Advice mini-sode series. Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to Reflections with me, Amanda DeRocher. Reflections is a New View Advice mini-sode series where I share stories and writings from my own healing journey. This week, I am sharing a poem I wrote when reflecting on my own healing journey and especially my healing journey with fear. Fear used to debilitate me. I used to not function. I had so many fears, or it was just constant fears running through my head. And it's taken a very long time to not live with so much fear. I feel like I've learned to dance with fear. I've learned to accept fear. I have fears all the time, but they don't stop me from doing the things that my heart's asking me to do. And they don't stop me from loving myself like they used to. So as always, I hope that this poem is helpful for somebody out there, or they see their own journey in this poem as well. It's always my intention for us to connect through these reflections. And with that, I also just want to say thank you to everyone who has reached out and shared how Reflections has helped them in some way, or how they see themselves in my journey and they feel less alone. It really is an honor and a privilege when my work impacts others and when we're able to see each other on our healing journeys. I think the healing journey can feel so lonely. So when we're able to connect, it's healing in its own way. And I feel shame is lifted. So thank you so much to everybody who has spent time listening to my stories and learning more about me and my healing journey. And also, it's been such an honor to hear more stories from people about their own healing journeys. And just thank you. It means a lot. I really, really do appreciate it. So with that, let's jump into this week's poem. I call this poem The Time I Met the Devil. The devil knocked on my door. He was wearing a disguise. He looked like a handsome stranger, one of those nice guys. I let him in with a smile. I gave him a seat at my table. Little did I know the devil was a trickster and unstable, for he made himself at home and refused to get up. He stole my childlike toys and drank from my favorite cup. I wish I could say I fought him off, that I screamed and kicked him out. But instead I drank his poison and let him linger all about. The harm was already done. I thought he couldn't do more, but the truth was much scarier. He had burrowed into my core. For the devil grew roots. He was like a nasty weed, and over the years I forgot that the devil did not leave, and I mistook his presence for parts of my own home. I thought those weeds were me, and that I was all alone, but that was the devil's trick. He was a master thief. He stole my innocent nature and left me with misleading beliefs, 'cause I was the devil's favorite game, the prey to his mighty predator. He beat me up and shamed me. He was a better competitor. Until one day a light turned on in the darkest place of all, in the center of my home where I was frightened and small. The devil tried to shut it off, but the light just kept glowing and kept showing me places where the devil had been controlling. So each day I awoke and I weeded my inner garden and forced the devil out and became more and more unburdened. The devil tried to stay, for you see he liked to win. He tried many disguises and punished me again. But over the years I grew stronger and I began to recognize his games. I saw truth from fiction, no longer so easily shamed. After 9 years of torment, my house was almost clean. Just one weed remained. It was hidden and unseen. The devil had been protecting it. He hadn't wanted me to see that this belief was his doing and was keeping me from being free. It was the belief that I was unworthy and that no one was coming, and I'd have to spend my life alone without anyone loving. For my life was one of trauma, and the pain had piled up and left me feeling unworthy and like I'd never be enough. But I looked around my house, which was once a hot mess, and saw it was now beautiful and a space so blessed. So I took a deep breath and I cut that final weed, and the devil disappeared, and I finally felt free. So I opened the door and I walked outside, ready for something new, no longer needing to hide. Thank you for listening and letting me share that poem with you today. If you are interested in more poems, I have poems on my website at newviewadvice.com/poems. I have found writing poetry to be a really helpful tool along my healing journey. It often helps me to process difficult feelings or to come to clarity about something that I've been pondering. So if you're interested in reading more poems about the healing journey, you can find those at newviewadvice.com/poems. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Reflections. I hope you enjoyed this poem, and I will see you next time.